Mohan is considering his purchase of food X and the clothing Y. Food X and clothing Y. He has the utility function u of x comma y, that is utility in terms of two goods, food and clothing. X comma y equals to xy plus 10x. So this is linear, this is non-linear. Income is, so given income I equals to $10. Income I equals to $10. He faces a price of food px equals to, the price of food px equal to $1 and the price of clothing py equals to $2. Py equals to $2. Choose the correct options. So they are asking marginal utility of x, mu x equal to marginal, always partial differentiation dou u by dou x, that is marginal utility of x, that is differentiation of this utility function with respect to x. With respect to x, y is constant, y plus 10, that is it is dependent on y. So that is mu x is dependent on y. Next one mu y, that is marginal utility of y, utility function with respect to y, that is dou u by dou y. X, this is dependent on, depends on x. Choose the correct alternative. The marginal utility of x is independent of y. The marginal utility of x, this one. So the marginal utility of x is this one, is independent of y, is wrong. It is depends on y. So this option is wrong, and marginal utility of y is independent of y. So yes, it depends on x, it is independent of y. This option is correct. And both the marginal utility of x is independent of y, this is also wrong. And marginal utility of y is independent of y, only this one is correct. Okay, for this question B is the correct option. Next, what is true about the optimal bundle of the Mohan? X and y, x and y. So food or clothing. This is the income line, the income equation. This equation of this line is price of good x, px times good x plus py times price of good y times y is less than or equals to I is the income. This point, this is the equation. So if we move in this direction, that is greater than or equal to income. So here equals to income. Here if we move upward, it is greater than or equal to income. If we move downward in this direction, less than or equal to income. Less times good x plus y times py equals to income. So given x is x, px equals to $1 into 1 plus y is y, py equal to $2 equal to income is $10. That is x plus y equals to 10. X plus y equals to I by P2, that is price of the good y, py. Here price of the good x, px. So this point, for example, this is A and this B. So A and B are the corner points. A and B are corner points. So at A, I by income by py, B equals to I by px, comma 0 also. These are coordinates, right? A equals to a equals to 0 comma I by py, 0 comma I income equals to 10 by 2, that equals to 0 comma 5, and the point B equals to 10 by px equals to 1 comma 0, that equal 10 comma 0. So this is a budget line equation. P1 x1 plus P2 x2 equals to income I. If we move in this direction, the income is, this equation becomes P1 x1 plus P2 x2 less than or equal to income. If we move upward from this point, this is greater than or equal to income. So these 2 points are called corner points. Corner solutions. These points, this is A and this is B. At A, this is income by P2. At B, income by P1. So what are the coordinates of A? A equals to 0 comma I by P2, and coordinates of B equal to I by P1 comma 0. The corner solution at the x1 axis, so mu1 by P1 is greater than or equal to mu2 by P2. At the x2 axis, that is in this axis, x2 axis, in this axis, mu2 by P2 is greater than or equal to mu1 by P1. The optimal bundle. So to find the optimal bundle for the interior solution, so at this point, optimal bundle, mu1 by P1 equal to mu2 by P2. This is very, very important condition. Okay. So at the interior condition, so how to find mux by px equal to muy by py. So mux equals to y plus 10. That implies mux equal to y plus 10 by px equal to 1 equal to muy equals to value x, that is x by py equals to 2. So that is 2y plus 20 equal to x. This is the equation number 2. Plus 2y equals to 10, equation 1. If we solve these two equations, plus 20 equals to x. So that is minus 10 minus 2y equals to x. So if we add both, 4y plus 10 equals to 0. That is y equals to minus 10 by 4. It is a negative. So negative means consumption of the good. Y is, so good y is clothing, right? Y equals to clothing. So clothes, and it is not feasible, and y cannot be negative, not feasible. Possible because y is cannot be negative. So we check at the corner points. Check at corner points. Because y cannot be negative, it is not feasible. So there are corner points. A equals to 0 comma 5 and b equals to 10 comma 0, right? So at A, the utility function is u equals to y plus 10x. This is x, this is y value, this is x, this is y value. It is 0. Very important, this one. In this utility equal to x equal to 10 times y equals to 0 plus x equal to 10 times 10, that equals to 100. Utility is more at 100. Utility maximum at B, that is at the point B, that is 10 comma 0. These are A and B are the corner solutions. These two are corner solutions, right? A and B are corner solutions. Maximum at 10 comma 0. So that is the optimal bundle is at x star comma y star. That is optimal bundle is at x1 star comma 0, that is 10 comma 0, that is 10 comma 0 means, so not by any good of y, any good of y.